eastbound 60 freeway from 215. And the driver might be going to a familiar area. That's what happens a lot in these pursuits. They go into an area where they feel comfortable, more knowledge of streets. They'll exit the freeway and try to bail out and run into a neighborhood, maybe to their home. See the driver, it looks like maybe trying to pick up his cell phone in there. Looks like he might be texting. Definitely has what looks like a cell phone there. And come out from these bridges here. Go one more time out, and again, come out from these bridges here. 60 miles an hour. Go one more time out, and again, come out from these bridges here. 60 miles an hour. Go one more time out, and again, come out from these bridges here. 60 miles an hour. Go one more time out, and again, come out from these bridges here. 60 miles an hour. Go one more time out, and again.
Robert, do we have a press vehicle overtaking us?
Heading towards Moreno Valley right now, and then
We have a press vehicle, white Capri.
Busted.
the driver can actually access the 215 south from the 60 freeway
That's
east here,
Apex
so
for
we'll see
you.
if the driver does that. It's up ahead, that
Are
transition.
you getting that plate? Are you guys listening to the radio? Apex, Justin.
Ford Crown Vic, and it was blocking 202 in between the suspect vehicle and the police patrol vehicle.
Apex from Justin just got involved with the pursuit and they're calling him out. Try to stop the pursuit.
Hey, Jack from Gill, they switched over to CHB Copper.
That's fine. Do we have a canine, sir? Fuck. Number 2 lane.
40 I copy. 40 I copy. Just north of Box Springs. F5 I copy. Requested canine.
Fresh CHP unit coming in to the mix. The car changing lanes. You have that. You have the 215 and the 60, I should say. 215 and the 60. Currently on the 60, but has that option to take the 215 south here. Up ahead, and the driver, of course, moving over into those slower lanes to possibly do that transition, but we'll see.
Alright, it looks like we're gonna go 60 eastbound.
You know, actually, you know what? The units were saying that a new car was coming in, but you know what? It was a civilian car that jumped in there. That white car that I said was a fresh vehicle jumping in. They were calling it a fresh vehicle taking over, but I think the officers realized that it was not one of their units. It was a civilian unit that resembled a police unit that got in there for a moment, right behind the driver, and has since pulled out. So a little confusion there. But they've cleared that up, and they're likely going to pull that driver over for interfering in this pursuit.
And it looks like Riverside is going to be taken over as primary. You can switch to turquoise.
We're going to the turquoise.
40 to the turquoise.
We're at the 215 and the 60 interchange here, eastbound on the 60, and it looks like he's going to be committed 60 eastbound. So it is 60 eastbound.
23 I copy. Primary now. Eastbound on Frederick. 70 miles per hour. Straight lane. Stand by so we get a code 4. In pursuit, 245 vehicle. Eastbound.
It really is a cross-country event now from downtown LA
lanes,
into Moreno Valley. Looking at that vehicle right here, that might have been the one that got in there. It's got numbers on the roof. That might be the vehicle that got behind the car. see what the California Highway Patrol does or says about that. You can approaching Day Street, northbound 60 freeway.
He got busted! That's what he gets!
And yeah, they're switching to the turquoise, Riverside turquoise.
That's what he gets for trying to get involved in the pursuit, trying to stop it.
We're gonna call it.
We'll call it for you guys unless you
Eastbound, passing Frederick,
Just
69, 70 miles an hour.
5 on the turquoise.
That's firm on the turquoise.
Turquoise, secondary.
Once again, thank you for joining us on NBCLA. This is the latest in News Chopper 4 Bravo, along with my pilot David Discovich, on what is now a cross-country pursuit out of East LA and
He's slowed down quite a bit. We're about
into downtown LA and then all the way out here now in Moreno Valley. The driver wanted for assault with a deadly weapon on a peace officer, and that weapon is the car. The driver jumped into the driver's seat during a traffic stop and tried to run over deputies as he made his escape through the 5 freeway. The sheriff's deputy went into pursuit. They tried to brake maneuver in City Terrace. You can see the damage done to the bumper in that. It was unsuccessful. One passenger had jumped out just prior to that. And that passenger was taken into custody in the City Terrace area off the 10th freeway.
Randy, I don't know if you are still on the radio. Are they calling you out on the
CHP took over the pursuit after one of the sheriff's units suffered some damage some debris in the road. This car actually hit that debris and threw it into the way of those deputies. That's when the CHP took over the chase. We saw speeds of 80, 90 miles an hour plus, but it's slowed down here in the last, I'd say 20 minutes, down to 50 miles an hour. The car might be running out of gas or might have some issues. It's getting to the point where they can do a pit maneuver on the speed, so we'll see if that happens. The units will get behind it and do that pit maneuver. Here he goes. He's going to be exiting the freeway. Takes that 4 point at the last second. This is going to be...
I copy. F5, I copy 180. Drop out.
Paris Boulevard. Look at the door swing open. It's been doing that during this chase. The door cannot be closed. Look at that, wide open all the way. He's going to go around. Cars there. Now it's going to get dangerous here. He's going to ramp it up. That door popping open. You see the zone. You see the
I
speed.
copy to the stop sign. Here we go.
Blew another stop at Atwood, Cottonwood and next major, coming up to watch your cross traffic coming up to Cottonwood, guys. Still southbound, Indian.
You blew another stop sign at Indian. Correction at Atwood. Still southbound at Indian.
Left turn.
Cottonwood. You doesn't look like any cross traffic. Slowing down, making a right-hand turn. We're going to go, nope. He changes mind, still southbound through
Indiana Street, on surface streets in Moreno Valley. The pursuit's going to continue on and off the 60 freeway.
Initial TC.
I copy you to have the vehicle to permit you to get the vehicle.
Alessandro, number 2 lane, you have a green light. And you're coming up to it now.
Hey Jack, did we get it back?
And right-hand turn, right-hand turn. And he's going westbound on day, westbound.
Okay, thank you. On surface streets, passing that car there on the right, Indiana Street, at Eucalyptus in Moreno Valley. The driver deciding to jump off. It might be a familiar area for the driver. We'll watch and see. The driver was texting a short time ago, so the driver might have been notifying friends or family that he's heading home. We'll see if that is home for this car or not. Blowing stop signs. Fortunately, not a lot of traffic on Indiana here. I'm sorry, I was saying Indiana. It's Indian Street. Look at that door swing open. He's going to go. Nope, he doesn't go. So Every time he turns, that door swings open.
Westbound Alessandro towards
I'm getting word, well, we'll see what happens here, but they might try a pit maneuver.
engine 33 difficulty
The
breathing.
speed's 45, 46, 50 miles an hour. A little too fast, but on the turns, the driver has to slow down. The door swings open again. The bumper swings out. Here comes the CHP. They will do that pit.
Turn westbound, Dave. Left-hand turn
Damn.
westbound, Dave. From Peacock.
40 King westbound Dave from Peacock.
On our signal, but when the car turns, we turn, and sometimes our signal will break.
Moreno Valley.
We're live back with them now.
Okay, Dave, thank you. Maybe Wilson might be an option. Look at that swing there, right turn. Fortunately, the door didn't hit anybody.
Backing up towards the officer. He's taking off again. Southbound up 2 Street here shortly. I think engine 91, go ahead. Let the PDA go.
Stand by. We're into Wilson now, David. Department, that's that second unit there. We might see a pit right here. Here it is. There's a car turning into its driveway. Oh, just misses that car. The pursuit comes to an end. That car, the red car, he backs into the officers. Wow, just missed that red car. The person they're running into their house after that pit maneuver ends up almost in his driveway or her driveway, and that driver had nowhere to go. Door opening up here. It's been doing that, so it's hard to say if the driver's trying to jump out or not. They got that pit maneuver for the second time. It spun the car out, but just not enough. The driver was able to back out of that driveway, and it might have bumped that CHP unit. That would be the second time for this driver. Would be considered assault with a deadly weapon, the car being the deadly weapon on a peace officer. This is all happening in Moreno Valley. I was saying the Moreno Valley PD has been close by. There's another unit right there, and they'll likely take over this pursuit from the CHP now that it's off the freeway system. Southbound on Chagall, coming out to Alessandro. Major, that should be the wrong way. He's driving the wrong way on Alessandro. Let's zoom out here. I'm going to zoom out and show you. Thankfully, no cars. He's on the wrong side of the road. There's one car that's pulled over. Is that a unit? Nope, that's a civilian car. He's going to go into wrong way into the intersection, and then through that intersection. It sounds like the Moreno Valley Police Department is going to take over this chase now, and the CHP is backing out of it. The airship staying overhead, and we'll see if the Sheriff's Department is still part of it. Here goes a red light, cross traffic through that red light, dangerous for the officers as well in trail, but I believe that now is a Moreno Valley Police unit. It is in this pursuit. The driver's kicking up the speed here quite a bit. 70 miles an hour. Alessandro approaching Indian. Here comes a wide sweeping turn. There goes the door. Makes that turn. They're going to try. The CHP is actually going to try to get back in this here in a moment. That Moreno Valley unit, they're in trail. Wrong side of the road, they're crossing over the yellow into a neighborhood once again. That's going to bring the speeds down a little bit, hopefully. Cars, people out at night. Comes a right turn. And another right turn. It might be, let's see if this is taking him into a dead end or, nope. He's got another elbow there to navigate. Victor, this is on Victor Drive. Still in Moreno Valley. The door swinging open, but it doesn't mean the driver's trying to do it. He's going to pull into a driveway there. Oh, he almost goes into the garage. And the driver, let's see if the driver pops out. The door is partly open, almost in that parking or driveway, as you say. This is on Victor Drive. Driver with his hands out, looks like he's going to be climbing also straight into the pursuit as the driver pulls into this driveway of a house. It's not clear if this is the driver's home or not. Officers with their guns drawn from Moreno Valley, getting into position on the house, a little wider shot to see all the units coming into this neighborhood. We're almost in the ball game. Thank you right there. You see the key accident here on scene. They have that to get the driver out of this case. The driver just flies like we're looking at the hands out the door. Part order shepherd pursuit. Dog is barking.
Yeah, well, it's possible too. I just heard some murmurs that this may have involved an officer, may have something. One of the 7 warrants may have something to do with an incident.
Copy that. So the driver complying with the officers there with their guns drawn. It is the actually the sheriff's department here in Moreno Valley that took over the lead and showing lifting his shirt up to show his waistband, make sure there's no weapons there, and slowly moving back towards those deputies. 14,300 block of Victor Drive is where we're at. Across the street is Conley. The driver suddenly pulling into this driveway, almost going into the garage door. There we go, driver in custody.
So there might be a charge there.
And they'll check the car for anybody else. The sheriffs, the LA County sheriffs were saying it looked like it was just the driver after the passenger bailed out, so they're going to make sure they go through their procedure to clear that vehicle of anybody else. But a pursuit that started in East LA, going through Pico Rivera on the 5 freeway into downtown LA, ends up here in Moreno Valley in a neighborhood. 2 pit maneuvers later, the guy drives into a driveway and surrenders.
Oh, hey, what's wrong with that? They're about to get it out.
Guns drawn towards the house, towards the front door. You see those officers there on the passenger side of that unit, that shop 093. They have guns pointed, it looks like from this angle, towards the front door of the house. They can't take any chances. They don't know if this driver pulled into a random house or if this is the driver's home. The driver was texting. It looked like he was texting on the phone during the pursuit on the freeway. So it's unclear if this is the driver's home or not. The deputies aren't taking any chances as they will try to clear the car and possibly even calling out people in the house to come out. Meantime, here's the driver being taken into one of the units. Might let the dog in to clear the car. We'll see if that happens. Nope, we got officers on the driver's side going to make the approach, clear the car. They're going to pop the trunk. Trunk is clear. And now it looks like the deputies are standing down on the house. So here we go. The pursuit ends here in Moreno Valley. After 9 freeways. 10 freeway 3 times. And it ends with the Moreno Valley Sheriff's Department taking the driver in custody after he pulls into this driveway and almost hits that parked car and almost goes into the driveway or into the garage door. So fortunately, no injuries to speak of, and possibly one car that was slightly clipped during the chase. And two pit maneuvers that were performed during the chase. That was some of the highlights in this chase. We're going to wrap up our coverage on this pursuit. Thank you all for joining us on this cross-country venture from East LA to Moreno Valley, and the driver being taken into custody without incident, and a passenger earlier on in the pursuit being taken into custody in City Terrace. This is Gil Levis signing off. Thanks for watching.